My guest today is Sianna Savarda, a Division I swimmer who knows firsthand what it means to battle overthinking at the highest level. Sianna, you put in thousands of hours of physical training, but I want to talk about your mindset, the real stuff, the doubt, the overthinking, the internal battle. You spent time at South Carolina and FIU, and now recently hit the transfer portal for the second time. Can you quickly share your journey up to this point?
I started at Sandpipers, and it's one of the most well-known clubs in club swimming in the nation. I think we're home to 8 Olympians, if I have that right. But I was surrounded by a big group of people who were always on the international stage, and growing up around that, I always wanted something like that for myself. I worked really hard, and in 2024, I made the junior national open water team for Team USA, and I got to go compete in Sardinia, Italy for that, and that was the experience of a lifetime. So cool. Got to meet everyone from all these different countries, so many different languages, so many different accents in one conversation. It was so fun. I had a really good experience at South Carolina, but going into it is when the House versus NCAA settlement was kind of on the rise. So we weren't sure about everything, but we knew there was potential for new people getting cut. And at the end of the year, I just happened to be one of those. So I looked for a solution and I looked for a new place, new home for me. And I found that at FIU because I wanted to stay on the East Coast, be near some family. And now I'm looking for something better for myself because I'm seeking different training and more for myself outside of the water as well. And I'm looking to go closer to home.
So now that you're in the transfer portal for the second time, walk me through the specific moment you knew you were going to transfer again.
I didn't know that I was going to enter the portal for sure until my last race was over at our conference championships. And even then, I was looking for solutions to make sure it was the right decision, and I prayed about it for a while, but I knew it was the right decision because I felt like I was too comfortable both in and out of the water of where I am right now in Miami, and I want more for myself somewhere else.
And you posted a lot of positive things about FIU online. What were you feeling in that bittersweet moment knowing that you were going to transfer?
It was definitely one of the harder decisions I've had to make in my swimming career because I've literally found my sisters for life on this team. I've never connected with a big group of girls so closely, and leaving them is definitely going to be one of the hardest things. But I know that we all support each other, and wherever we all go next, we're always going to be by each other's side no matter what. And I've never been supported by so many other people so much, and I know I'd do the same for them.
You have a strong desire to learn and develop. Where does that come from?
My grandmother taught me this word from early on in my life, and it's buscando, and it means searching in Spanish. And so I think I've always held on to that and had that in the back of my mind. And I know I'm searching for something, I just don't know what it is yet. I'm a very impulsive person. It's something that I'm working on, but I've always been someone to say yes to new experiences and new opportunities because I'm just so curious. Even in my Instagram bio, it says curiouser and curiouser from Alice in Wonderland because I just want to know everything that I can.
And I'm curious, how are you going to know that you found the right school for you?
I don't know. I think I'll just feel it. I think it's going to be a lot of praying, and I do believe it'll come down to the moment. I won't know it until I feel it.
And I know your faith is a big part of your decision making, your life journey. Can you share how that impacts your day to day life?
It's huge. I was raised Catholic in a Catholic household. I've gone to private Catholic school my entire life since I was in kindergarten until high school, and then I kinda got away from my faith at South Carolina, really just prioritizing what I know, what I can see in front of me, and working for it, and after I got cut, I realized that I can't do everything alone, I can't do everything by myself, and coming to FIU, I wasn't strong in my faith until I met my 2 roommates, Brooke and Tawana, and they really introduced me to the love of Christ, and we found a new church together where we will be getting baptized together soon, and I've really never my heart has never been flooded with the love of Jesus Christ until I've known these girls, and I've gotten to watch their faith be transformed and mine and other people around us, and it's so amazing.
Awesome. Shout out to the roommates there. In relationship to your training, what are three of your most important habits?
Being present in the moment. One of my New Year's resolutions was to bring myself back to the moment. I'm so good at if I'm in the water and I look at an entire practice, sometimes I get away from myself while I'm in warm up and I'm only thinking about the main set that I have to do. And it gets in the way of thinking about the drills that I'm doing currently or the technique that I'm supposed to be working on, or I'm not even counting my strokes. So I repeat in my head this year, be here now, and it's really helped me come back to just being in the moment. Another thing is one of my best friends, Bella Sims. She swims at the University of Michigan right now. She really taught me how to have fun with swimming, and she's shown me like the love that she has for it, and it's gotten me to love it more. So I think just having fun with it, it's so easy to lose the love for our sport because we're just swimming laps continuously all the time. And another thing, I think a big one for me that I'm working on more recently is being honest with how I feel. Not necessarily, I want to speak life into my practices and my races, but being honest with how my body feels and listening to what I need from my coaches and being more communicative with them on that because I want it to be an open relationship and I really want it to be the best I can by them knowing everything and me sharing everything.
I love that reference to be here now. All of your best performances obviously happen when you're in the current moment. And just the idea of development, a lot of people talk about putting reps in, but a lot of people overlook the idea of deliberate practice. So I love that you're focusing on that. What if you could eliminate one thought pattern from your mind permanently? What would it be and why?
A big thing that's always gotten in the way of for me mentally in my performance that I think has hindered how good I can actually be is how I think about myself in terms of height and my wingspan. A wingspan is really important in swimming. And so I have a big distance per stroke. And one of the things I've had to work on in college is really upping my tempo because I am short and I have a short wingspan. And I do let that get in the way sometimes of what I think I can achieve because I don't necessarily look like everyone else in this sport
I love that. Well said. Very well said. Finish this sentence. The real reason most athletes never reach their potential is.
because they're scared. I think self-sabotage is a really big thing in every sport, not just swim, but you're scared to see what happens if you actually go all in.
Do you have an example from your own career where you've defeated self sabotage?
Definitely at open water nationals, I was not at the front of the pack at the beginning of the race of the 10K. Draft is a huge thing for me in that catching people's drafts, and I was not in the front of the pack. And it just so happened to be that on the fourth lap, I had this random burst of energy and I hadn't given up. I told myself the entire time, just keep going. You have no idea what's going to happen. I know times that I feel bad in a race. I put my hand on the wall and I don't know how I went that fast. So that's what I held on to that entire race. And it really paid off because I did make the team.
Awesome. I appreciate you sharing that. Sianna, you're sharing your journey going through this transfer portal process. What inspired you to do that?
I know that I was freaking out last year being in the portal. I was asking so many different questions to so many different people. I was reaching out, sending messages to people who weren't even swimmers in the transfer portal. And I just remember looking on social media for more answers, and I didn't necessarily see people sharing their personal experience. They showed how to do it, which is also something I'm trying to do, but they didn't show the vulnerable side of how hard it can be. And it really is stressful trying to find a place where you feel like you don't belong where you are now and you want to find a place where you do belong.
And what do you hope people take away from your journey?
That it's not easy, but you should do it anyways. Really, like, truly bet on yourself because you never know if you're truly where you're supposed to be or not. Like, if you have an urge or a feeling to do something, do it because I feel like you have a higher calling and you're being pushed outside your comfort zone. And I think it's a chance everyone should take on themselves once in their life.
I love that you talk about a higher calling and purpose. That's missing from a lot of people that are sucked into the ego and the vanity of things these days. So it's awesome to hear that authenticity and that genuine desire coming from a larger purpose or a larger place. What is something very few people know about you?
I'm kind of an open book. It's hard to say. Actually, I do know something, and it's not something that I've spoken on yet, but something that I've really struggled with in my career is how hormones can affect female athletes and how they've affected me over the years, especially this past year at FIU. And in 2021, I definitely had a really rough experience with it, but I know it is something that you can be so in tune with. It's easy to fix with your nutrition and even your mindset. And it's something that really influences your performance, and most athletes don't realize by how much until you really tap into it.
Excellent. That's a extremely valuable share.
Mhm.
So, Sianna, the idea of simple wins is more than just the scoreboard. What does simple wins mean to you?
Every single day. Wake up. Thank Jesus for waking you up, because you woke up breathing, because you have something to do today. You have something to learn. Someone has something to teach you, or you have something to teach someone else. If you even gaslight yourself into thinking that you're happy or you're winning that day and you don't necessarily feel it, I promise you, you will begin to feel it. It really changes your whole outlook on life, and it makes you feel so much more appreciative to the opportunities around you, and then more opportunities start flowing into your life. You don't even realize it until you start doing it. I started it this year because I really put myself in check, I would say in October of 2025, and it was hard to do. It's a decision. It's a decision to wake up and to choose to be happy, to choose to love in relationships that you don't necessarily feel like are worth your effort anymore. I think going so close into my faith this year has really taught me to just choose appreciation over everything and gratitude.
Sianna, you're genuine, authentic, and vulnerable, which we need more of in the world. Where can people find you online?
Sianna.rose on TikTok. I just started a new Instagram page. It's chasing_with Sianna. And as of today, I just got my star on Snap, so I will be posting there more too.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us today, Sianna.
Thank you so much for having me.
I have one final question for you. Who else would benefit from listening to this conversation? If you have someone in mind, go ahead and share the episode with them right now. If you don't think of anyone immediately, go ahead and leave us a review on whatever platform you're on so people just like you can find the episode. Thank you for your time. Stay strong.